Hello everybody, this is Anxiety Game here, and I have one of you guys asking me how to download the Nolvus Modlist. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to download this. Uh, so you go to, just search up Nolvus. Uh, just before, let's talk about the requirements first. First, you have to own the Skyrim Anniversary Edition on Steam. So you have to have the latest and greatest version on Steam, which is so let's see if they have let's see what it's called actually. So Skyrim Special Anniversary Edition right here. $16.49. You're gonna need this version of the game. And then you can also use Skyrim Special Edition that's been upgraded to Anniversary Edition. You can also use that. And then you want to search up Nolvus. Just type in Nolvus in your search bar. And it should be the first link, Skyrim AE modding guide. You go here. It'll bring you to the Nolvus website. You will also need to have, you have to go to Nexus Mods, Skyrim SE. To go to Skyrim Special Edition Nexus. And you want to make sure that you are a premium user. It's going to cost $5, but it's completely worth it, and you can cancel it as soon as you order it so it doesn't renew. That's the only downside of uh, using these mod lists, is that you have to pay for a premium. I know some of you may not have the money, but really $5 is not that hard to get. Okay, so you just want to go to, uh, let's see, make an account, go to account settings, billing, and then you can uh, choose upgrade to premium here. Now once you have that and your account set up, you're going to want to go to the Nolvus website and go to now with auto installer software. I should say start right here. And it'll basically walk you through a guide. You're going to choose automatic. It's going to be a guide on how everything you need to do. So introduction, what the mod list is all about. Go to the next part. What you're going to need: Skyrim Anniversary Edition or Special Edition with the Anniversary Update. Scroll down. Make sure you have the DLC. You're going to want to open up the game after you download it and download the Anniversary Edition content. It's in the main menu. You just click Download All. It'll give you a prompt to download everything all in one shot as soon as you open the game. And then you're going to want to close out of the game. And then you're going to come back to uh, this web page. You're going to go to NVIDIA Control Panel and you're going to set it to Prefer Maximum Performance. Then you're going to choose like, oh yeah, you need to have Nolvus, I mean, you need to have Nexus Premium, which I already stated. Then it's going to go to it. Then you're going to come across the number 4 installation. Click here to download the latest version of the Dashboard Installer application. You're going to click here, download link here. Then you're going to download it. And then you're going to get this file nolvusupdater.exe. Now you're going to want to go to a drive. Either usually it's best to do it on the D drive. If you don't have a D drive, then put it on C drive. But you're going to go to the core drive, the core of the drive, which is like the drive, nothing else. And you're going to want to make a new folder. Name it whatever you want. And you're going to go back to your downloads and cut that exe file and paste it in this root folder. And then you're going to run it. And now it won't run if you don't do it in the core of the drive. If it's in like several folders, it won't work. It has to be in the basic drive. Like just the letter, nothing else. No other folders, no nothing. Just the letters and then the Nolvus folder. It can't be in program files or x86 or system or anything like that. And then when it's done, you click close, and it should open up another window. And then you're going to actually select you downloaded Skyrim on Steam, so you're going to want to direct it towards that. You can use auto detect, which usually is in program files, x86, Steam, Steam Apps Common, Skyrim Special Edition, or it might be in another location if you use a different game installation folder, and you want to direct it towards that. You want to choose the Skyrim exe file when you browse for it. So say I want to direct it towards a certain place. Go to its location. Okay, so you want to make sure it's the folder with the Skyrim exe in it, which is Skyrim Special Edition, and click OK. And then you want to click Next. Now you have to go back to Nexus Premium, Nexus Mods, Skyrim SE. Go to your account. Go to Site Preferences. Then go to API Keys. Go scroll all the way down to the bottom. And you'll see this personal API key here. You can generate a new one if you want to. It'll automatically copy it to your clipboard. And then you're going to want to paste it in this part right here and click Next. Then you want to sign in with your you need to make an account on the Nolvus webpage. So here you want to go home, click account, register, make an account. It's free. And once you have that account made and it's authenticated, you log in here. So I'm going to log in. So now it'll be all connected to your Nexus Premium and your just your Nexus Premium and your API key and everything, so everything will download smoothly. So now we get to choose which version we want to install. Now if you want Nolvus Ascension, choose your resolution, your screen aspect ratio, and your language. Then click continue. Now if you enable archiving, this means that all the downloads will be saved and it will take up twice as much space. So that if you uninstall a mod or delete a mod, you can just go back to the mod archive and re-add the mod back to your list if anything goes wrong. But be aware it takes up twice as much space. So go ahead and create your, I just use it as a default directory, which will be in that folder that you made. So you click continue. Now this is where you get to choose the performance and the quality of the list. So you can choose the ultra quality or the Redux. The Redux is more performance friendly on your system, just in case you have a weaker system. So I'm saying, like, if you have a RTX 3060, then you're going to want to use Redux. But if you have a 3070 Ti or more, then you want to probably use Ultra. You choose your anti-aliasing. You can use DLAA or TAA. I used TAA because I already have a mod that adds DLAA. Choose your inning profile. So this is like how far the grass loads, how far the distance loads, and like how many actors there are on screen and stuff like that. So if you have a good 3070 Ti or higher, then you can just choose high or medium. Medium, you're not going to notice any difference, really. It's more performance friendly and you're not really going to notice a difference. So I chose medium, but you can choose high if you want. Just be aware that you might not get as good performance. Loads, LODS is the very far uh, objects in the world of Skyrim. That's basically how the quality of how those like really far trees off on the distance are going to look. Performance and ultra don't really look any different. So you can choose performance or ultra if you want to go all out. I chose performance, I believe, because they don't really look any different. You can't really notice anything. And here you choose the advanced physics. So if you want uh like moving hair or moving cloths and stuff like that, you turn on the advanced physics. Global illumination fake ray tracing takes up about 5 to 10 FPS. I turn that off, but you can turn that on if you want, if you have a really high-end system. Honestly, there's hardly a difference. This fake ray tracing, it just looks a little bit brighter. That's about it. So I turned that off personally, but you can turn that on if you want to. And then you click continue. Then it'll ask you if you're sure you want to use this preset. Click yes. Now you can enable nudity if you want. You can change the skin of the females to be muscular or smooth. Hardcore mode will make it so that the whole world is unleveled. That means you'll come across uh, enemies that are way higher level than you and basically one hit you. Then there's alternate leveling, which will make it so that you level up doing quests and reading books and stuff like that instead of skill-based leveling where you just use your skills to level up. And then there's alternate start. This is so that if you're doing testing or if you just don't want to do the main start of the game, which is like a really long intro, you can turn this on, which I turned it on. And then there's fantasy mode, which will have you doing all these flips and acrobatics while you're fighting and stuff like that. It's more of an anime style than a immersive style. But you can turn that on if you want, and then click continue. Be sure. Then you want to choose your ENB. So you choose Picho. Picho is really good. Rudy's really good. Bjorn, honestly, these are all really good. Just choose which one you want. You can search them up on the internet if you want to see what they look like. I chose Picho, and then click continue. Then you want to do your page file size configuration. This is if you don't have more than 32 gigabytes of RAM. Say you have 16 gigabytes of RAM, and you want to go to your page file size. This will run you through how to do it. So you Windows R sys dm.cpl, and then you go to system advanced, go to advanced performance settings, then you go to advanced, and says where it says virtual memory, you change this. You go to the same drive that you're installing Nolvus on, and you want to set this to 40,000. So that means it'll take up 40 gigabytes. So if you're downloading the game, you want to take an account of all that space that the game takes up, as well as this 40 gigabytes here. So you're going to need all that space. And then you do custom size, type in the amount, or where it says here automatically manage page file size for all drives. You want to uncheck that and go to custom size and type in 40,000 on both of them, and click OK. You're gonna have to restart your computer, and then you just go back through the settings here if you need to, and then you'll come back to this page and then you just press continue because you already did that. And then download location. This is basically the servers that it will use in order to fetch the downloads. I just use Nexus CDN, and then continue. And then here it'll ask you actions to take when errors occur. There will be 2 errors. 2 mods will not download, but that'll come towards the end. That'll be at the end of the download. You click start and it'll start downloading all your mods and installing everything. It's going to take about an hour and 30 minutes. You just let it do its thing depending on how fast your internet speed is. And then there will be 2 errors that you get, and you're going to want to go back to the Nolvus website. Go to appendix, go to fact auto installer, back in troubleshooting, and it'll have the 2 downloads that didn't download on the so right here. I get an error unable to download BDO or NovaPack, and then I get an error to unable to download High Poly Head. Those 2 mods won't download, so you're gonna have to come here and then click here for the download. So you click that and download it. It'll download it straight from the site. Then you go to High Poly Head and download that too. Now you're going to want to take those downloads, cut them, or copy them, whatever. And then you go back to your Nolvus directory where the folder of Nolvus is. You go to Nolvus v5, and then there'll be a cache here. You go to cache, and then you go to downloads, and you paste them in here, and then you continue the you run the installer again, and it'll pick up where you left off and install those 2 files, and then you'll be done. After that, you can just exit out of the Nolvus launcher, and then you go back to your directory where the game is downloaded. So you go back to where Nolvus has downloaded it, and you go to Instances, Nolvus Ascension, and then you go to Mod Organizer 2, and then you'll see this blue modorganizer.exe. You right click that, go to Show More Options, and Send to Desktop, or just Send to Desktop if you're on Windows 10. And that'll create a shortcut on your desktop. So you double click the mod organizer exe. It'll open up the program with all your mods that the Novus installer downloaded. This is where you want to launch the game. So give it a second to load. It might take a little bit longer if it's your first time loading it. I highly recommend that you do not mess with any of these files or any of these plugins if you don't know what you're doing. If you don't know how to mod, then don't mess with it. Just come up here where it says Nolvus. Make sure it's set to Nolvus, and then click Run. And now your first time, it will take quite a while. It'll take about 10 minutes to open up the game and be at the main menu, because your ENB has to generate the cache files, and it has to load all the mods for the first time. So it takes about 8 to 10 minutes to get in the game menu, and then you just play the game. You click New Game, and you just play the game. And you create your character and everything. Now, if you have any troubles or you don't know what to do when you first start the game, you just click Enter when you're in that room, and you're just standing there. You just see a door. You just click Enter, and it'll ask you which way you want to start the game, and you choose one of those options. And honestly, you might have to watch some videos on YouTube if you're confused on how to do it. But yeah, so that's basically all you do, and enjoy the game.